and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandi Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far, 8 of which I'm trying to rewrite this year. Welcome to the last 3 days of Nano. This is going to be interesting and maybe somewhat chaotic. I'm a few thousand words behind. I am currently in a place with no internet, and last night I ran out of data. Here's my plan! Wow, there's also laundry going, which I just realized is very loud. But anyway, here's my plan. If I remember, when I drop off the little at preschool, there's internet there that my phone automatically connects to. So, when I get the internet, I will buy more data, and then we can move from there. But otherwise, yeah, no internet, not projected to have internet until tomorrow sometime. I write on Google Docs, which I don't think I can get to without the internet. I know you can write offline on Google Docs, but I think you have to be there already. I don't know, I'll try. I'll see what I can do, but I don't think I can get on there. So, I'm gonna try and pick up where I left off from and just write like a Word document, but I don't know how this will go because I'm doing the like copy pasting, sort of like read the original, then rewrite it. I don't know.
Hi.
Hi, baby. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I have the books, obviously, that I can like flip open and read, but that is way tedious compared to just copy and pasting. So yeah, I don't know. These last few days are going to be unfortunate, and I don't think we're going to make it. So I haven't written today, but I was doing a lot of reading since I wasn't distracted by the internet today, and in reading more of the No God But One book, I came across a section about the Crusades specifically, which was really fascinating to read. It was about the First Crusade and not the Third, so it didn't like apply directly, but it was very interesting, like historical context to what spurred the Crusades in the first place, and then how they transitioned into something else along the way. Yeah, it was fascinating. It was really fascinating. Not really relevant to my story set in the Third Crusade necessarily. Not really anything that makes me want to go back and rewrite portions of my books that take place during the Crusades. But it was definitely fascinating. Hello, welcome to Tuesday. Internet is getting fixed as we speak. Fingers crossed that this will happen and we can move forward with NaNoWriMo. I need like 15,000 words by the end of tomorrow to win. Is it possible? Yes. Let's all remember on October 31st I wrote 11,000 words on accident because I wasn't striving to hit that high that day. It just kind of happened. So possible? Yes, absolutely. I don't know. I don't always write like that. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. We will see what happens. I wrote nothing yesterday, but I did catch up on a lot of reading, so that was really nice. So, you know what, I'm calling yesterday a win anyway. The lack of internet was helpful. I read like 3 different books, like 300 to 400 pages worth between them. It was a good time. Guys, hold on. It's a miracle. We can write a story. We have so many words to write. Loading. Last edit was 4 days ago. Don't tell me that. That's depressing. Almost to 36,000? According to Nano, I have to write 7,000 words today. And then another 7,000 tomorrow. Which is fine. That's fine. That's we've done 7,000 before, easily. We could do that, sure. Yep, I guess we're writing 7,000 words today. And then, again tomorrow. It's fine. This, I might use, so on November 1st, way back when, I did write both in Alan's book and in Gisbin's book, and I didn't count Alan's words for Nano, because I didn't want to do the math, between the two projects, because I hate math. But, I did write them in November, so if I'm not at 50K, I do have like 4,000 or 5,000 words that I did write, that I can say, yes, this is my nano words, because it was nano words, it just, I wasn't doing it because math. So, yeah, I am slightly closer to 50K than this looks. I'm near 40 with those 4,000 or 5,000 words, but I'm not going to use them unless I don't get Gisbin's story specifically to 50K. It's not cheating, because I did write them in November, but also it's not the project that I wanted to get to 50K, so it's like, kind of cheating? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not using them unless I don't hit tomorrow night. 50K. Huzzah. That's where we're at. Finally finished this book. Guys, I was just weeping. Like, actual tears pouring down my cheeks. Had to take a minute before filming this because I had no composure. Yeah, so Nabil chose the best and worst way to end this book, and I just cried. So basically, through the entire book, he walks through, comparing the two faiths, and like the journey that he went on when he converted from being a Muslim to being a Christian. So yeah, there's a lot of digging into the like historical evidence for Christianity versus for Islam. There was a lot of digging into the like the proofs that he, as a Muslim, and all of the Muslims around him that he has ever known, use for like why they believe the Quran is the inspired word of God, or like all these like different things. We dug into a lot of different things with both faiths. That is apparently a hard word to say. Hi, Bubby. And it was a lot of good stuff. It was super fascinating. It's interesting to see such a detailed account of the Islamic faith, because obviously, not being a Muslim myself, I'm not super familiar with it. I became familiar reading his other book, Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus, and then this was just like a deeper dive again. Anyway, we get through all of the back and forth, Christianity, Islam, like, here's what Jesus, here's the Quran, here's the Bible, like, all these things. A lot of it above my head, because this man is very intelligent. Anyway, and then we get to the very end of all of these, this whole conversation, which by the end of it, spoiler alert, Christianity came out on top, which is why he converted. But anyway, at the very end of it, he has this. As a Muslim, I wanted to base my beliefs not on blind faith, not on what appealed to me, and not even on my family's heritage. I wanted to ground my faith in reality. If I wanted to take the records of history seriously, I had to abandon my Islamic faith and accept the gospel. But that would come at a tremendous cost, essentially everything I had ever known. Is it worth sacrificing everything for the truth? Is the truth worth dying for? And then he concludes his entire book with a true story about a young Muslim girl in Saudi Arabia who gets murdered by her brother for becoming a Christian. And then he has this poem that she wrote. I'm gonna cry again. He has this poem that she wrote and posted online just before her death. And I was reading it and weeping, and I'm crying again, and it was just so good. I highly recommend this book. Whew. Yeah, it's really good, you guys. But I cannot believe he ended it like that. Rude. The answer is yes, it is worth dying for, and we do. If I can read this without weeping. The very end of her poem, because I could not read the entire thing, I will cry. Whew! Gaze upon your look of hatred, how hideous it is. Man is brother of man, O learned ones. Turning the page awkwardly. Where is the humanity and love, and where are you? My last words I pray to the Lord of the worlds, Jesus the Messiah, the light of clear guidance. Change their hearts and set right their discernment. May he spread love among you, O Muslims. And then she died. Good times. Whew. So I did a lot of reading. I did so much reading, it was ridiculous. But it was kind of nice. But yeah, it was difficult to write, I found, because I've trained myself over the last, like, year and 3 months that I've been in Quill and Cup, or whatever it is, to write when people are, like, watching and making sure that I'm writing. Yeah, I could not find the motivation without having people, like, hovering over me, so not a lot, no writing happened. There was no writing whatsoever. The other way that I write when I'm not writing on Prickles is on AuthorTube, which is on YouTube, which I couldn't get onto because I had no internet. So, like, but it's the same sort of thing where, like, other people are also there writing, and it's the same sort of, like, accountability system. So apparently that's the only way I know how to write, and I'm glad that the internet is back. It was rough because we were all, like, running out of data because we didn't have internet, so we were all just, like, using our phones the whole time, and then we were all like, well, now what do we do? We have nothing, but it's all back and we're fine. Anyway, yes, so getting back into writing, it's been 3 days, I think, since I've written anything in Guy's story. I don't really know where we're at, to be honest. I'll have to go read what I last wrote and see what's going down. Yeah, I think we're getting to the part where Guy and Marian's relationship starts to heal a little bit. After he burned down her house and things were crazy. They start to get on some common ground again, and her dad is sick, so he goes out of his way to, like, get a physician there because he has influence and power that, you know, her dad who's in prison doesn't have. So we're at a place where they're starting to reconcile a little bit, which will all end terribly because in a few short chapters, somebody dies, so this is great. I wrote over 3,000 words yesterday. Not the 7 I needed. Today I'm plagued with a headache and a sore throat and nausea. All of this, so I don't expect catching up to be a thing. I might write later, I might not. I've done a lot of sleeping today instead of getting on Prickles, which I think is valid. We will see what happens. Hi, so, yep, NaNoWriMo's over, by, like, almost a week at this point. It's fine. I got sick, I died, it's whatever. I won. I don't know, is that the end of this video? I'm so healthy. So healthy you don't even know. Yeah, we are still finishing writing Gisbin's book and then, like, crossing our fingers that we can actually publish it in 5 days. I've had someone reading over it as I've been writing it, so there's been, like, edits and critiques happening along the way, so I don't have to, like, get them all done in the next 5 days. But also, I haven't finished the entire book, so there's that. And then on top of everything else, I'm sick and dying, so this is gonna go real well.